10 years, 10 años. Something I'm going to talk about a little bit later in my homily, but I'm going to give a normal homily first, and I'll come back to that. It's something I'm still reflecting on and probably will reflect on for a while. Voy a hablar un poco de mis 10 años como un sacerdote, un poco después en el homilía. The homily I want to give focuses on the feast of today, the Ascension. La homilía yo quiero decir es de la Ascensión, la fiesta de hoy. And the first thing that comes to my mind when I've reflected on the readings and the celebration today is theology. Theology and how a priest or a seminarian or a theologian can get really excited about it, and the second you say the word, you see a lot of other people's eyes just glaze over. Teología es una cosa que me gusta mucho, es muy importante para hoy, pero no es para todos. Muchas personas, teología es muy aburrido. Es una cosa que sus ojos van a ser más cerrados cuando decías la palabra teología. But theology, why is it boring? Why is it something that people get bored with? A lot of times it's because they look at it and they go, what in the world does this have to do with my life? Teología es una cosa aburrida a muchas personas porque no pueden decir, ¿qué es esto en mi vida? ¿En qué manera va a cambiar mi vida? And truth be told, there's a lot of pieces out there that are really hard for people to figure out, why does this matter? Why does this piece of thing matter? But what theology really is supposed to be is where we dive deeper, that we invite people deeper into understanding what is true. Teología debe ser una cosa que es una invitación a otras personas para tener un fe más alto, un fe más fuerte. It's supposed to strengthen our faith, not bore us to death. The Ascension is one of those moments that allows us to reflect deeply on it. La Ascensión es una cosa que podemos tener reflexiones más alto. What does it mean that Jesus ascended body and soul into heaven? ¿Qué decía que Dios asciende, Jesús asciende a los cielos con su cuerpo? Su alma y su cuerpo juntos. The truth be told, many of us are heretics. In fact, most people are heretics, if they actually knew. There are two types of heretics. There's the heretics that know they're heretics, and there are heretics that they just don't know that they're heretics. Most of us fit the second category, hopefully. La mayoría de personas son heréticos porque no entienden una cosa que es herético. For example, many people have the idea that the flesh, our bodies, are just plain bad. Like there's nothing good about our bodies, and we look forward to the freedom of when we die, we shed this body, and we don't have to deal with it anymore. Hay muchas personas que piensan nuestros cuerpos están malos, son malos, y no quiere tener el cuerpo después de esta vida. But the Ascension says something deeper than that. The ascension of Christ into heaven with his body says your body is good. Your body is good. La ascensión es una cosa de Jesús que dice su cuerpo es bueno. Su cuerpo es una cosa bien. This is something to reflect on. That our body is something good. The whole of creation, all physical things are good. Why? Because God created them. And God created them to be good. Nuestros cuerpos, nuestro mundo físico son cosas buenas porque son creaciones de Dios. And it's through our bodies that we come to know everything. Es por medio de nuestro cuerpo que entendemos otras cosas. Imagine trying to know your family members if they didn't have a body. What would it be like to know your family if you had never seen their face, never heard their voice, never seen them gesture? Pienso que va a ser para entender o aprender de una cosa sin su cuerpo, sin su voz, sin su cara, sin su cuerpo. ¿Qué es esto? I had friends in high school who said that they could keep me silent just by tying my hands behind my back. I'm one of those who tends to speak a little bit with my hands. Es una cosa que mis amigos de mi juventud dice, puede tener más quietud si mis manos no están aquí, porque necesito mis manos para hablar. Our bodies are good, the world is good. This is what theology should be, helping us understand something deeper than just, okay, Jesus rose into heaven, good for him. But Jesus rose into heaven with his body to tell us something about ourselves. El mensaje de la ascensión no es solamente para Cristo. Cristo asciende a los cielos, está bien para él. Pero con su cuerpo es un mensaje a nosotros. Podemos entender más de nosotros mismos. All of this does come back to being a priest. Todo de esto es una cosa de los sacerdotes. Why do we have priests? Why don't we go straight to God? ¿Por qué tenemos sacerdotes? ¿Por qué no vamos inmediatamente a Dios? Well, first off, as Catholics, you should be going straight to God. Let's clear that one up from the beginning. You should be praying straight to God. You should be talking to God directly. Los católicos, como los cristianos, todos los cristianos, deben hablar con Dios inmediatamente. Pero al mismo tiempo, el sacerdote provee una cosa más que eso. But priesthood, the priest offers something more. We don't have the sacrament of reconciliation because God needed it. No tenemos el sacramento de reconciliación porque Dios necesita. We have the sacrament of reconciliation because we need it. God could have forgiven us in any way he wanted, but he gives us the priest to provide us with reconciliation because he knows we need that physical person that we confess our sins to. We need the experience of looking someone in the eye and saying, yes, this is what I've done, and hearing them say, that is not greater than God's love for you. God didn't need that. We do. Tenemos el sacramento de reconciliación porque necesitamos hacer algo. Necesitamos hablar con otra persona con nuestros pecados, para decir, estos son mis pecados, y para mirar su cara, sus ojos, para oír su voz que dice, el amor de Dios es más que sus pecados, estos pecados. The priest is meant to be the face of Christ to the community, to be how many people come to know Christ. He's supposed to be a physical representation of Christ. And I fail time and time again, as my brother laughs at me immensely right now. El sacerdote debe ser una representación física de Cristo, en su voz, en sus cosas, en su manera. Pero yo no soy perfecto. Y mi hermano dice, es muy chistoso a él, que no soy perfecto. Pero necesitamos esto al mismo tiempo. Even though the priest is flawed and fails, we need this to help us grow closer to God. I am not worthy of the calling I've been given. No tengo digno para tener la vida de un sacerdote, el llamado de sacerdote. Pero es una gran alegría a mí que en mi imperfección Dios debe ser. Yo puedo, con la ayuda de Dios, vivir en esta manera. I'm not worthy of it, but it is a great joy to me that God lets me be along for the ride to help share His graces with so many wonderful people. And es una gran alegría para mí para ser el párroco aquí in Crawfordsville. And it's a great joy for me to be the pastor here in Crawfordsville.